Balloon presents debuted in the original Animal Crossing, floating across the skies as you may expect. However, slingshots weren't a thing back then, so players needed to follow the balloon across town until it collided with a tree. At this point, you could then shake the tree to obtain the present. The present itself had a 20% chance of dropping a non-native fruit and an 80% chance of dropping a piece of furniture from the rare item pool. Unfortunately, they spawn far less in the original and in some instances wouldn't even get stuck in trees, so if you got one, it was pretty special. Unlike in previous versions, balloons appear high in the sky in Animal Crossing Wild World. Fortunately, you can see or hear them floating across the top screen from pretty far away. They travel across town extremely fast though, but the good news is Wild World introduced slingshots to help obtain them. Interestingly, Wild World is the only game where balloon presents only spawn between 10 AM and 4 PM rather than all day and night. However, after shooting down 15 balloon presents, a golden balloon would appear containing the golden slingshot, so a worthy compromise. Plus, they were very predictable as they spawned in every 10 minutes on times ending with 4 rather than randomly. Balloon presents were adjusted significantly in Animal Crossing City Folk. Whilst the mechanic was much the same and slingshots were used to obtain them, City Folk balloon presents contain items from the very impressive Mario series, although common items could sometimes be found too. For the first time in Animal Crossing, City Folk balloons would follow set paths across town and drift for 5 to 7 minutes, making them much easier to obtain. Like Wild World, and after successfully shooting down 14 balloons, a triple golden balloon would randomly spawn, rewarding players with the golden slingshot. A silver slingshot was available too, but for some reason appeared in nooks rather than in balloons. Animal Crossing New Leaf saw another makeover of the balloon present mechanic, with the Mario series replaced by an exclusive balloon furniture set made up of 14 brightly coloured balloon inspired items. In New Leaf, balloons fly much lower than previous games, so can be obstructed by public work projects and buildings, although slowly move around them. Like Wild World, New Leaf balloons spawn in on the 4th minute every 10 minutes, except alternate which sides of the map they spawn in from. This allows skilled players to occasionally obtain balloons with nets or axes over cliffs. New Leaf added the silver slingshot into the mix, and after 16 balloons had been obtained, double silver balloons and triple golden balloons have a chance of spawning containing the silver and golden slingshot respectively. Thanks to the Welcome Amiibo update to New Leaf 5 years after launch, the balloon presents were adjusted with a 50% drop rate for balloon furniture, 45% drop rate for rare items, and a 5% drop rate for a campground item. This update gave players reason to shoot down balloons again after completing the balloon furniture series. Oh, and New Leaf introduced Bunny Day balloon presents containing eggs for the first time too. However, these don't count towards the badges earned from Phineas for popping 30, 100 and 200 balloons. Which brings us to Animal Crossing New Horizons and a surprisingly complex balloon present mechanic. In New Horizons, balloons spawn much more regularly, but this time follow the wind, which means they alternate which direction they travel depending if it's AM or PM. For example, if balloons are floating from left to right in the morning, they will then float right to left in the evening. This makes it much easier to farm balloons on the beach. Anyway, balloons play a much more significant role in New Horizons as they offer many items including DIY recipes and crafting materials, bells, clothing and furniture items. Depending on how many recipes you've obtained, the drop rates are adjusted accordingly. Just know they work in your favour to complete seasonal recipe collections before dropping stuff you don't need. Like in previous games, the golden slingshot is obtained from balloon presents, although it's actually the recipe, and you have to first shoot down a massive 300 balloons. In launch versions of New Horizons, obtaining the golden slingshot recipe would stop balloons spawning altogether. Fortunately, this was fixed in version 1.1.3. Oh, and New Horizons reintroduced Bunny Day balloons too, but this time containing eggs and recipes. Although Phineas's badges didn't return to New Horizons, Nook Miles took their place, and every balloon obtained counts towards the It's Raining Treasure Nook Miles reward. And that's pretty much every fact you need to know about the history and evolution of balloon presents in Animal Crossing. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to learn more about the June events that were removed from the series, be sure to check out this next video. Peace.